Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Mesillas Yesharim as he continues to teach us how a person can be an onav, humble in so many of their ways. And anyone who humbles themselves in this world. Our sages teach us, anyone who lowers himself on account of divrei Torah, words of Torah in this world, which means he's willing to go and speak to people that are younger than him in learning. He's willing to go and speak to people that are not as prominent as him in the words of Torah. He's willing to learn from somebody who is less knowledgeable than him in words of Torah. He's willing to humble himself before others for the sake of understanding the Torah. He will have made a great person in the world to come. And parallel to this, Chazal teach us, remove your turban, which is a low-level head covering, and lift off the crown, which obviously that means if you humble yourself in this world, what's going to be waiting for you in the world to come? The crown. Anybody who makes himself big in this world, he's going to be small in the world to come. And the opposite is true. Mishu Katan Ba'ilam Hazeh, someone who remains small in this world, he humbles himself around others here. Zman Gidulosai La'ilam Haba, his greatness will be waiting for him in the world to come. So you never lose out from humility, even though it's very hard sometimes to remain humble, especially when you feel successful and you feel that things are going your way and you feel accomplished and you feel pumped up from everything that you're doing. Nevertheless, if you embrace that greatness here in this world, then smallness will be waiting for you in the world to come. On the other hand, if you continue to humble yourself, no matter what your accomplishments are, no matter how great you goals you've achieved, you'll be small in this world and you'll be great in the world to come. Furthermore, it says, "La'olam yilmad adam midas kaina." We should always learn from the way in which HaKadosh Baruch Hu relates to the world. HaKadosh Baruch Hu came to give the Torah to Klal Yisrael, and he passed over all of the big mountains and the hills. V'hishra Shchinos al Har Sinai, and he rested his Shechina, his divine presence, on Har Sinai. He didn't go to Mount Everest. He didn't go to the Rocky Mountains in Denver that are huge. He went to the smallest of all the mountains, and he rested his Shechina there. And the reason is because of its low stature. Compared to the other mountains, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was looking for a low mountain to teach us the lesson of humility. Torah is given to those people who are humble and they are lowly, not those that are holding their heads up high and they're walking around with pride and with arrogance. Like it says further, HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgives the transgressions and he can overlook those that are the remnants of nachlasai, of his heritage. Those who make themselves like remnants, which means they hold themselves like leftovers. Leftover food, it's not as good as it was the day before. Leftovers for 2 or 3 days was already reheated a few times. Who wants such a thing? When a yid makes himself like a leftover, which means I'm not the best, I'm not the most geschmack, I'm not the most prominent, I'm not the most lofty and the most worthy and the like. So that person says the Torah, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgives him, he pardons him for anything he might have done, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu desires the anavim, he desires the humble people of Klal Yisrael. Have a wonderful day.